Okay, so it's been a day since the reveal for the new World of Warcraft Midnight expansion, and after the hype has died down and after much sleep, I am now ready to look at what was shown for the gameplay reveal and also for the Epic Edition. But so let's get right into it, shall we? So I'm not putting the sounds on just so we can focus on the stuff that's in the reveal. Okay, I got the gameplay in the background because I'm still playing. So this looks really nice right off the bat. This expansion looks really nice. Let's talk about housing. So I wasn't very particularly, you know, enthralled with the idea of housing. I like the idea of housing. It's something that, in a way, it's kind of like Hearthstone, where I was playing Hearthstone, but then they came up with this new mode, like the battlegrounds. So I could get away with like a lot of the grind and a lot of the toxic stuff that was from Hearthstone, and still be able to have that flavor, but just in the different things. So battlegrounds was like a breath of fresh air. So I think this is it can take you away from that grind, for current season, for the Mythic Plus or the rating or the stuff or whatever, and you can just focus on a different aspect of World of Warcraft, and I think it's pretty cool. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't have to go back and get all the stuff, but honestly, if you have to go to like a legacy raid, you just go in, pop in, and kill a few mobs, and you're done. I think most of your time is going to be invested in the design and the other stuff, because if they make it really grindy to get certain things, that you want to decorate your house with, I think it's not going to be a win, honestly, because having to go back and grind stuff to get a drop to then be able to finally complete your house. I mean, maybe there should be sort of something really small, but not that much. Most of your time, I think, should be invested in the design and what you want to do with your house. Now, I have yet to see the whole, creator clash, so I wonder how that's going. That's going to be pretty interesting. I think it just finished. I think they did like 10 hours worth, but I was sleeping there at the time, so I haven't had the time to check that out. But I think this is going to be a nice feature that you're still in WoW, but it's a different type of WoW. You're not completely out. And it looks nice. The neighborhoods look really nice. They really look inviting. Honestly, I think I would like to live in a place like this. Oh, I love how they did this purpley stuff. Oh, it's nice. Oh, this place looks really nice. So I have a little anecdote I want to talk about for Qualthalas. There was a couple of tunes I leveled up in there, and when I started in those zones, it's only like up to level 10, right? I didn't like it. I was like, oh my god, this feels too saturated. I don't like how this place looks. So I was happy to get the hell out of there. But now that I see it in this like remaster stuff, because they look really old, right? Going into Silverman, I'm like, oh wow, this looks really ancient, right? And not like the charming ancient, just like look really dated. But now that I see it, and especially being red my favorite color, it looks really nice. It's wow, and it looks huge. I don't remember it being this big, but it looks really nice. Look at all that. Wow, Leadrin. Look at it. Look how pretty that is. This must be like some temple or something, or a meeting place. The symbol's nice. Zulaman. Okay, this one I am actually excited about because I do like all this lore with like the Loa and the trolls, especially because they incorporate a lot of which, you know, is part of my heritage. With the Mayans and the Aztecs. Of course, they mix it in with like the Jamaican or the Rastaman stuff. But honestly, Juan Samdi is one of my favorite characters. Man, that guy's got so much riz, man. It's so cool. So being going into this new place and seeing more of the troll stuff, like this is probably like a precursor to what Zandalar is now. I'm really looking forward to it, right? And it looks really nice. And this looks really cool. Let me go back to it real quick. Oops. All right. I like spooky places. I'm not much of a horror guy, but it's nice to feel like, ooh, you're in a creepy place, and those look interesting. Like, what's going on here? It's pretty cool, and it's all been like ripped apart. It's looking like it's gonna be one of my favorite zones. Now, coming to this Harandar. Oh, that was quick. Harandar. I'm not really. It's not really speaking to me. It just seems very, in a way, like Legion-y. Like all these roots and trees. It's all right, but it just doesn't appeal to me. It doesn't look really like a place I want to spend time in. But we'll see what happens. I'm not a big druid guy. I honestly I don't like druids, but whatever. Yeah, it's all right. But damn, these are some huge roots. Void Storm. Now this looks really cool. Being in Koresh, I do like that zone, and this is just. It's basically, it looks like it's Koresh, but just without the intense, void skybox. Here you get a little bit of like horizon, so it gives you a different palette, but you still got all this void and the storm. I love the void storm. When I saw the elementals that they were fighting against, in the original cinematic, they seemed to like crackle and it reminded me of oh my god, I forgot her name. I'm so bad with names. Uh, that one dragon. Oh my god, the very first raid you play in Dragonflight. Oh my god, I forgot her name. But she was really cool. She was like the storms and it was crackling and everything. And it looked like the same. Like, I'm liking this void with like stormy aspects to it. And of course, you got housing. That looks incredible. This new prey thing. It doesn't speak to me, but I like having options to try it if you don't, especially if it's not necessary for player power. Player power, if it's optional, that's all and dandy. This new Haranir, we'll have to see how this works out. It seems like they can. It seems like you're getting a lot of the druid traits, but you can implement them into other classes, which, sure, I'm all up for that. Because some of them do feel very restricted. For like instance, like now that you can have evokers, and they're not evokers, so Dragthier, be different classes. I like how you can glide or how you can like push back certain things. So that's nice that you can get from different places, not only from your class but from your race. It looks cool. Might be an option. Doesn't really speak to me, but cool. Now, what really speaks to me is this new Demon Hunter spec. I knew it was coming. It was just a matter of time. Is it going to be into the 2.5 for this current season? Is it going to be for the 2.7? I was kind of hoping it would be one of those, but now it turns out it's not going to be till they launch the game, and it's just delicious. But as soon as I saw it and as soon as I played, I'm like, yes, there's no way they're not going to give us finally a third spec for Team Meta. We've been needing this so bad. I just really hope it's executed. Now, the thing is that they're saying it's going to be a mid-range DPS spec, and it actually goes back to something I had been wanting for the longest time, because I've been like wanting a third spec. And it goes back to Shadowlands, where Tirana fights Sylvanas, right? Where they're in Ardenweald and they're going for the sigil for the Winter Queen, and Tirana comes out, she stabs at big hulking whatever death thingy, and he collapses, and it just fights with Sylvanas. But the way she would fight is like she launched the glaives, and then I'm not sure if she did some like range attacks or anything. I do remember she doing range attacks when she went to go kill Nathanos, where she's gonna go kill him, right? And then these two dogs come behind her and she just zaps them, right? And so I'm like, wow, I really would like a Demon Hunter spec that has up close melee, but then can still, be a little bit back and still be able to hit them with like some kind of like Night Warrior type of attacks, right? You don't have to be in melee. Because, for instance, for PvP, I really hated that you're playing against a whole bunch of hunters, a whole bunch of druids, a whole bunch of mages, and they just pepper you from different. And even though you're one of the probably the most mobile spec, you just can't get on top of them. You really have to bust all your things to even get them down, right? And so this way you can, have a little bit more fair of advantage. They can still pepper them, right, and get up close and get them. And then when they try to run away, you can still, throw attacks to them. Um, as far as like Mythic Plus or even rating, it's good that not all your, harder hitting attacks are so dependent on melee, because sometimes there's a pool, or sometimes you really don't want to be in front of this mob because it has a cone of attack. Sometimes they swirl around. This way you can be further back, not like in a huge ranged area, but somewhere in the middle where you can still hit them with significantly, harder hitting spells. Because some of these spells, yeah, we do have sigils, we can do throw our glaive, but it's very minimal the damage you're doing. Even with your eye beam, you can still get them in a fair bit of a distance. So in a way, Demon Hunter is also sort of mid rangey, but I still feel it's very melee heavy. And obviously, we have the mobility that lets you get in and out. So I'm really hoping that a lot more of their harder hitting spells are mid rangey, right? And you can still go in and apply dot or debuff or something, and then get back out and then do that. So that looks really cool. And obviously, this should be a whole video by itself, because there's so many things I could talk about a Demon Hunter, especially like with the new traits. Because now, or not the hero classes, because before we just have two specs, right? So we share the two hero classes. Now there has to be a third. So like, who's gonna share what? Like, which way is it gonna go? And it's interesting because I was thinking maybe, okay, there's gonna be a void. So we have the Drachi Reaver, which is souls, and we have the Fel Scar, which is Fel. Obviously, we're gonna have a void type, right? So who would that go with? I was leaning more towards being shared with the tank, since they're already like fracture souls or whatever, and there's like a devourer type of thing. Because I don't even know how it would work with the Felscard, but maybe it could have worked, because the two hero classes do kind of work well with Havoc and Vengeance. This new Devourer, it could go either way, but I would lean more towards it being shared with the tank, and yeah. But oh my god, I just really hope they really do a good job, because we really been needing a third spec. I was kind of thinking like a healing spec. I wouldn't be against a healing spec, honestly. But let's see. And here's the metamorphosis. Oh, it looks so nice. Oh, and this finisher, right? I remember they said, oh, they have a scythe attack. I was like, no, I don't want to lose my glaives. I love my glaives. I'm hoping it's more like a DK, where like the DK also has that frost scythe attack, but they still have their two swords or their two-hander, and it's just an ability what they launch a scythe out that way, right? So Demon Hunters always keep their warglaives, and whatever scythe they send is a spectral one or a void form or something like that. And then this last attack, it reminds me of Destiny, that I would play a warlock and I do all my attacks, and I get some air and then do my ultimate, just make this huge mana bomb or nova bomb, what was called, I think, just launch, oh man, that was so good. It's looking great, man. I'm getting goosebumps. Oh my god, oh my god, there's so much writing on this damn spec, for me anyway. You got all these different void entities and these attacks, these like invasions. There were fell invasions for Legion. Now it's void invasions. It basically seems like what it's going to be. And then you got your player housing. And then all these transmogs, all these weapons are from like the current expansion. I'm guessing the newer ones or the new weapons or the new transmogs, they're still not implemented or they're still being developed. So there's only so much they can show. Oh boy, take up arms. Yes, this looks so good. Coming in 2026. Again, I think it's gonna be February. My money's on February with the pre-launch or the pre-launch, what's it called? I forget the name. Being in January. Now, since we already know how many weeks we're gonna get remix, we can probably make a better informed idea of where this thing is gonna come up. But my money's still on March. February. I gotta still do the math, and maybe I'll tweet it out or whatever when I think it's gonna be more towards it. But it can't be past February. I can't imagine it. Either the pre-patch, there you go. The pre-patch is in February, and then it starts early March, somewhere around there. So it should be around the corner. All right, so that was the what you get for the gameplay reveal. So let's go to the Midnight Epic Edition here, and because I was thinking, okay, which one am I gonna get? So for the Epic Edition, you get the mounts, you get the pets, you get the transmog, which it's all right. This one, not bad. I think I like the Void one more. It's more Zalatathy type. Trader's Tender, which honestly, to me, the Trader's Tender has been insignificant. I rarely buy anything. I almost had like 15,000 Trader's Tender at one point, but then I just started buying up mounts, and I still have like 7,000. So this is pretty nice, kind of like the mana saber or the saber that you can it would go between light and dark, but here you can have the light, the dark, or have the one that switches, and obviously you get 30 days of game time. So housing early access, it's okay. The fountains, and then you have the little rotunda, which the thing with this is that I don't know how well it fits with the house. I think outside, anything that you have outside, it has to go with the house. Like, you really can't have something so like the contrast between that and the house. It's too much. Maybe if it was something different, like a shrine or something, but just a rotunda, I don't know how I like it. Or the fountain, it just it seems out of place. Like, you'd want to have a horde-ish looking rotunda, or if you went to like a zone where it was like more blood elfy, more blood elf style type of outdoor amenities. So we'll see. And then these paintings, which they leaked, they leaked the paintings, the Ranger General Illyria. I like that they're moving. You can see they're moving and they blink, or their eyes do something with that. It kind of reminds me of Harry Potter, where the old, what is it called, Grandmasters? No, the principals basically. What are they called? When they die, they get a portrait up in the ceiling, and then they interact, but just it's like a digital avatar type of thing. This is really cool. I wonder if you can interact with them. That'd be pretty cool. 3 days early, which it's nothing really. The beta access is the kind of stuff that I like. The boost to 80, insignificant. So, all in all, which one should you get, or which one am I gonna get? I'm probably leaning for just the base game, because honestly now I'm a lot more conservative with my gold. But let's say you go for the Epic Edition, it's $90, but you get a month game time, so basically just reduce it by 15, so it's 75. So 50 for the base, 75 for the heroic, right? Or what you get from the well, not even for the heroic. The heroic is really reduced. You have to get the epic one to get all these goodies. I think the heroic one only has one or two more things. So for $25, you get the boost. You get the play the beta, which for me is very important. 3 days, whatever. The transmog, the pets, the mounts. It's to me, it's not that bad. $25 for all that stuff. Sure, I'll take it. But honestly, I might just get the base edition. I think most people should get the base because a lot of these things that are in the Epic, they'll come out eventually. Like if you really want them, then they'll be $10 or they'll be $5. Just by themselves. But then again, just buy it off in the beginning. $25. You get it all, and you get the boost. Take my money. Or in this case, take my gold. Because game time, you gotta use it anyways. All right, so I'm gonna cut it short right there. Thank you guys for watching. I'm excited for the midnight expansion. The zones look great. The Demon Hunter spec. Oh my god, I'm looking forward to that. Housing, I'll give it a try. Might be interesting, might be not. Who knows? We gotta go watch that Clear Clash and see what it's all about. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.